Hey everyone, happy Saturday. It's Continuing Education Day, and I get to teach you today all about emotions and sleep and stress. So this is Continuing Education class number 6. I know many of you are jumping on right now, so I'll just give you all a moment. You know how Facebook works, you jump on and then everybody sees you're on, and so then they start getting on. So I know that as soon as I get on, people start jumping on. There we go. Ta-da. Welcome everyone. You know, as you jump on, go ahead and tell us your name and maybe a little bit about where you're from. And as always, we do this regularly. I won't be commenting. I just need to make sure that I'm the one teaching, but I'll comment later. And there may be other people who are on here that can comment and answer questions that you ask. So go ahead and ask any questions you want. We'll do our best to answer them, but I will be answering afterwards. All right, sounds like we have a good amount of people here. Hello, welcome you guys. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm in Arizona, Pacific Standard Time. It is 10 o'clock here, and I know many of you are joining us at different times. So whatever time you're joining us at, welcome. I love it. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get started. You guys ready? So I told you we're talking about emotions. I'm going to share my screen here with you. Ta-da. So we're going to talk about stress, sleep, and emotions. Let me put my picture up there to the right. And here we go, our wellness education series. By the way, this is class number 6 for those of you who are paying attention. All right. So I want to start off by asking you to maybe rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 about your stress. You guys ready? So question number 1, how often are you aware of being stressed in your daily life? So I'll just answer these as we go. I would have to say that in my life, probably a 5. You know, I have some days where I have deadlines and I have a bunch of things to do and maybe it's a 10, and then other days it's a 0. So 5's probably a good number. On a regular basis, I don't think I have a lot of stress. I've learned how to manage it, but I still get overwhelmed on the days when I have more to do than I have the time. That's why I would say probably a 5. Next question. How concerned are you about the quantity and quality of your sleep? Now, why are we asking you about sleep when we're asking you about stress? Did you know that the two actually work together? If you have a high level of stress, then that means you're not getting a good quality sleep. And if you're not sleeping very well, that means you probably have a lot of stress. They kind of go hand in hand, and they mix well with the next question, which is, how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? So by the way, on the last one, I actually sleep pretty good. So I would almost say I'm a 2 on the sleep schedule because I'm awesome at sleep. I don't know why. I can go to bed and just sleep like that, and I wake up and I'm refreshed and happy. Probably because I'm really good at taking my vitamins. I don't know. But the last question is, how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? And I'm going to say I'm on the lower side of that, maybe a 4. So you guys all get an answer for those? That'll kind of tell you where you're going to pay attention to on this little education series. All right. So let me give you a little biology 101 class. How many of you know what the hypothalamus is? Okay, if you want to read right here along with me, it's a tiny control tower in your brain. This is what it does. When you're stressed, it tells the brain, send out stress hormones. We need help. Okay, so your hypothalamus is working in your best effort. Is that a good word? It's on your side, in other words. It knows, pull out all the stops. We need some help here. And what it does is it calls for those stress hormones. It's designed to protect you. And when frequent or prolonged, it brings devastating effects on your physical and mental well-being. Read that again. It is not good for your body to be in a stressed mode. Long periods of time, it really wreaks havoc on our entire system. It says physical and mental well-being. So here are the symptoms of chronic stress. So if you're feeling any of these right now, time to do something about it. And this is probably the great class for you to be on right now. You might feel irritable, Maybe you have some anxiety or depression. Headaches, that's a regular part of your life. Insomnia, you're not sleeping well. Poor immune function, and then increased blood pressure. Those are all signs of high levels of stress. And if they're continuous, that means you have chronic stress. Now look here at the bottom. This amazed me. 70% of problem sleeping are related to psychological issues, which means they're in your brain. It's not necessarily a physical or medical issue. It's in your brain, which is from stress. Now, let's just let that sink in, because a lot of times when we have a hard time sleeping, we're thinking, uh-oh, there's something wrong with my physical body. When there's really something wrong with your brain, something in your brain is not working right, which is a stress thing. Okay, take a deep breath, because that overwhelms me a little bit to think about sometimes. Now look at the rest of this. 15% is environmental, and then 15% is also medical. So all those combined together are related to why we might not be sleeping very well. Increased cortisol levels mean melatonin levels will not be able to rise as they should to promote restful sleep. So when you have a lot of sleep, that means your cortisol levels are heightened, right? And then you're not getting the melatonin. That melatonin is what helps you go to sleep. So all of this kind of plays together. Notice in the beginning, I said your stress, your sleeping, your emotions, they all kind of work together. When one's off, they all kind of get off a little bit. So let me give you some ideas of what you can use and take to help in these situations. So for our nightly regimen, this is what I recommend. If you haven't tried this, oh my gosh, so amazing, the Serenity Soft Gels. Now, some people think that Serenity Soft Gels are the Serenity Oil. So we have a Serenity Oil, and that's one that you could actually breathe in, put in the diffuser. But if you're having true chronic issues with sleep, you definitely want to try the Serenity Soft Gels. It is not the same as the oil. It actually has a very different compound that it's made of, and it's not the essential oil. So, you look on the side of there and you're going to see all kinds of stuff that are specific for stress and for anxiety, which helps calm down your brain. And you can see here, it calms the nervous system, promotes healthy relaxation and sleep. Now, I recommend to do that about 30 minutes before you sleep, okay? Now, I also recommend you take the Copaiba soft gels with it. If you're not familiar with Copaiba, it's a derivative of the CBD oil, but it doesn't have any of the bad stuff in it, okay? So this one is the Copaiba oil. It's soft gels. They're put in there so you can just take them orally. And what this does is really, really good at soothing anxious feelings, helps you sleep, and then it promotes homeostasis and rest. Now, homeostasis just means things are going to happen at a regular, normal height, no more up and down, okay? Homeostasis, remember that word that we learned in biology? So that is our nightly regimen that I would recommend for those who are having sleep issues. Now, here's an alternative regimen that you might want to try. It all depends on why you might be having a hard time sleeping, okay? This new regimen is going to be if you're the type who has a lot of stress and anxiety and your brain is constantly running and going and coming up with an idea and it has a hard time calming down. That's when you might want to try the adaptive soft gels. Now, there were studies done on these soft gels and with the oil as well on those who were specifically struggling with stress and anxiety. And what they did was they put tests where people took the adaptive and those who did not, and they asked them questions before and after when they were put into a stressful situation, and hands down, every single one of them said that the adaptive worked so well for the stress and anxiety. Proven studies. Go look up adaptive studies for doTERRA and you can see the different things that doTERRA has done with the adaptive line. It's amazing. So you can see here it encourages relaxation, calms and promotes positive feelings. Same with the Copaiba, which you just talked. So you put those two together, plus our Yarrow Palm capsules. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are so good. Very, very good for cellular health. They go right down to the cells, help them talk to each other a little bit better. Excellent, and support for the brain and the skin. So when we're talking about the brain and supporting the brain, we're talking about stress, we're talking about sleep, homeostasis, all the above. So what this means is when you're taking these, we're talking about this alternative nightly regimen, it's going to help all parts of your systems be able to talk together and being able to help each other out. That's kind of how I look at it. Because remember, when one's off, the rest of them kind of go off. Put one back together and they all kind of go together. And that is how I look at my body. When something is off, something else in your body is going to compensate for that. Fix one and all of them kind of work together. All right. So let's look at this fun little hibernation roller blend. So if you're going to combine these 4 oils, you're going to put 20 drops of each of them, okay, in a roller bottle, and then add some fractionated coconut oil. And you're going to apply this to your feet, your big toe, your heart, the palms of your hands, and your pillow. And then just inhale it really deep. So what I would do is, in the roller bottle, just rub it on your hand like that. And then you're just going to cup it. Take a big deep breath, and I'll tell you the way that it works the best for me is when I inhale it in and I get it right there into my brain, the hippocampus that we talked about, oh my gosh, calms me down. So let's talk about these 4 oils that are in this. Frankincense, oh my gosh, king of all oils, prized for soothing and settling the mind, eases hyperactivity. Frankincense is everything about the brain. Love it. If there's an issue with the brain, put frankincense on. Vetiver, they call it the natural tranquilizer. This is the oil I put on my son when he cannot calm down. Now, I'm going to warn you, it smells like camping. So if you like the outdoors and the tree smell, that is vetiver. Stops the mind chatter. Now, many times at nighttime, especially when I'm working, I have so many ideas. My brain is like this. Da, 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 da. That vetiver is what I use when I want to calm my brain down. All right, let's talk about bergamot. Bergamot is one of my favorite smelling oils ever. Very, very good at calming and agitating stress, and it's a natural sedative. So stress, natural sedative, perfect for this little hibernation roller blend, right? Okay, and the last one we're gonna add in there is Roman chamomile. Very calming, very relaxing, soothes and clears the mind. It also smells fabulous. So when you put all these 4 together, it's going to be very earthy, very grounding, very calming. I'll be honest with you, I have not yet tried this roller blend, but I'm going to make it tonight. It sounds absolutely amazing. And I think the smell is going to be so good. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about stress and about your emotions. We have something that's called the mood matrix. I want to show you a little bit about what each of these oils do so they can help for the different emotions that you might be feeling throughout the day. So you see on the top left here, we have serenity, which is very calming, very composing, very placating. I hope I said that right. And I've seen that word so many times, but I've actually never said it out loud. So I'm going to go with placating. And what this does is, if you can see on the matrix here, there's fatigue on the top, no passion on the right, stress at the bottom, and then no peace there on the left. So serenity is going to be between no peace and fatigue. So if you're at a place in your life where you're feeling fatigued, you're just so tired, and you never can seem to feel any peace, serenity is going to be the oil that you want to use. And the best way to use these is just to put them in your hands, breathe them in so they get into that hypothalamus in there. I think I pronounced that wrong. Or put it in your diffuser. The diffuser is going to be an awesome way to use your essential oil. Okay, let's go over to Citrus Bliss. So this one is very invigorating, very stimulating, very motivating. And you'll see it's in between fatigue and no passion. So if you're having a day where you just can't seem to figure out how do I get up and do something, you're just feeling so tired and your brain is just not functioning or working, no passion, Citrus Bliss is going to be your best friend. Stick that in the diffuser, breathe it in, put it on your wrists. One of my favorite smells, smells like a creamsicle to me. So good. All right, let's go to the right-hand side on the bottom, and that's going to be your elevation oil. Now, this is a blend of oils that are all uplifting, very invigorating, encouraging, cheering. That's a great word for this oil. So let's look at the 2 words that it comes by, which is no passion and stress. So if stress is something that you feel on a regular basis and you're feeling a no passion with that, elevation is going to be what you're going to use. Again, put that in the diffuser, breathe it in. Now you'll notice that sometimes I have said, oh, if you have stress, you use this oil. Oh my gosh, you have stress, use this oil. And they're different oils. That's because there are many, many plants that we get our essential oils from, and they work for many of the same things. So you'll notice that they'll cross paths. And you can use one really, really well for stress, and another one would work really well for stress too. You and your body get to decide what actually works best for you. So when we talk about stress, just know you have a lot of options available to you. All right, let's look at the bottom. We are bottom left. This is our balance oil. All-time favorite oil ever. I have a hard time keeping it in stock here at my house because I have it in my purse, I have it in my car, I have it upstairs by my bed, I have it in the bathroom, I have it in my office, in the kitchen. I'm always using Balance. I love the smell, and here's why. It's very grounding, very reassuring, very consoling. So I tend to have the feeling of overwhelm, where I have so much to do, can't figure out how to get it all done, and that Balance is what really brings that peace and calms the stress. So those are 4 amazing oils. I recommend everybody should have them on hand at all times. All right, remember we were talking about the anxiety stress? This is the entire line of the adaptive set. This is fairly new to doTERRA, so if you're like, wait, I've never heard of this, that's because it hasn't been around for a really long time. So what this is we first have the capsules, and these capsules are going to be going to work internally for you. Then you also have the oil, which is a full strength oil that comes in a 15 milliliter bottle. And then you also have the roller bottle, which is going to be a little bit diluted. So the way that I use this is the adaptive capsules I will take during the day, and then I'll take also one at night. The oil that's in the 15 milliliter bottle, I'll put that in my diffuser, and that roller bottle I take with me whenever I need to feel unstressed, if that's a good word for it. Love the adaptive line. I encourage you to Google doTERRA adaptive, and make sure the adaptive is spelled without the E, just a V on there, and do your research on this. There is so much information that you can look up, and I highly encourage you to always not just take my word for it, but do your research on anything that we teach, because it's up to you to understand and know how your body works and what you're putting into your body, including essential oils. All right, so that's the adaptive line. I love my diffuser. Look at these cool diffuser blends that you can use to help with sleep and stress and emotions. So one of them is adaptive and wild orange. My gosh, I actually did that, I would say about 3-4 weeks ago. So good. I put that in my bedroom. Everybody who came in were like, wow, Mom, that smells so good. I know, it was awesome. That is a great one for stress relieving. What about forgive, balance, and breathe? So breathe is an oil that's going to open up those airways. So can you imagine if you're feeling stressed? Many times we have a hard time breathing, and it's almost like our chest is tight. That breathe oil in there is really going to open up those airways. The balance is going to help and calm you. The forgive is going to help you forgive whoever caused that stress in your life, right? We all have someone. All right, next one is balance and wild orange, my all-time favorite. I call it my stress less blend. Peace, balance, and vetiver. Ooh, that would be good. I told you vetiver is that very earthy smelling one. It smells like camping to me. Combine that with the balance and the peace. That's going to be a good one. Have not tried that yet. That might be the one I put in tonight. All right, the last one we have here is Citrus Bliss, Sandalwood, Grapefruit, and Elevation. Grapefruit I love. I put in my water all the time. Citrus Bliss, I told you, is that creamsicle. Sandalwood is another one of those earthy, calming ones. This one would be also awesome as well. All right. You know, every time we do a continue education, we always want to share with you something that might help you if this is an area that you need some help in. And this is a great sample of a wellness box that you can get. So we talked about that adaptive line. So if you get all 3 of those, include those Copaiba soft gels because they're good for all things. Like you name it, Copaiba will help with it. And then the balance, which I use every single day along with the wild orange. You can't go wrong with this kit if stress and sleep are something that you are struggling with. So the price on this is $145. The awesome part is that it also qualifies you for that free oil of the month. Yes! You also get the free product credits because this is on a loyalty rewards order. Now, if you're unsure of what loyalty rewards means, we've had several different continuing education classes that teach a little bit about that. I'll teach just a tiny bit at the end about loyalty rewards. All right, let's move on. So, 3 people. You may have heard this before if you've been watching any of our continuing education, but there's 3 people who use oils. Those who just use. Those who also use them but want to share them. Maybe they're friends or family. Somebody who you're like, wow, oh my gosh, I love these oils and she needs them too. And then there's those who want to teach about oils, very similar to what I do. So let's just touch on some of these a little bit. So the 3 ways to share is that you can actually become a partnership with somebody like me, where maybe you just want to host a class and then you can just get some free oils for doing that. Maybe you have the friends and family that you actually want to enroll and give them a wholesale account. You can actually earn a small amount of income from doing that. And then maybe you want to build a team, very similar to what I've done where I've replaced my income. So here's an idea of how that works. If you want to just pay for your product, 3 to 5 hours a week is all that would take. And then it would cover the cost of what your order is every month. Pretty awesome, right? All you need to do is just personally enroll just a few people every month. And that would take you there to that level. Okay, what about if you want to supplement your income? That would mean you're going to work between 10 to 15 hours a week. You'd be enrolling about 4 people a month who want to get wholesale accounts, and then maybe find somebody else who wants to also be a sharer with you. And I look at this and I think this is really not very hard, but it could totally change your life. You can see some of the different income levels here if that interests you. And if you see at the very, very top that my picture is covering, let's move that. That's a diamond level. Their average income is $16,000+ a month. So this can be life-changing income if that's something you think, maybe I want to look into that. And here we go, our replacing your income. And this would mean that just like I do, I work 15 to 30 hours a week. I enroll about 8 customers a month and possibly 2 people who want to do the business with me. And here we go. This is truly life-changing income levels here. 16,000 a month, 37,000 a month, you guys, and $110,000 a month. Those are average incomes for those people who are at that level. Okay, you want to get your oils paid for? All you need to do, it's not that hard. Give your friend a sample of something, okay? Whatever it is they're struggling with. Tell them 3 cool things about essential oils. That's all you need to do. Tell them the 3 ways to use them. Do you guys know what that is? Okay, you can use them internally, you can use them aromatically, and you can also breathe them in, okay? Oh, that's what I just said. We already said aromatically, we're going to do it topically. So topically, internally, and aromatically. And then show them the kits that they can get. It is not that hard. Been doing this for 9 years, and I'll tell you, people want alternative to medications. They're looking for something, and if you have that, just let them know what it is and it can change their life. Okay, these are some samples that you can carry with you if that's something you want to do. We have these cool little keychains. I absolutely love them. You can take your samples with you on the go if you find somebody who you think, hey, they might need some essential oils. You can also carry with you these little Healthy Can Be Simple guides. It just gives them a little intro to essential oils and what they do. We also have these cool little packets of Deep Blue, which is good for anything that's pain, muscle related. And then our On Guard toothpaste. Oh my gosh, that's one of our top selling products, by the way. I can't tell you how many people tell me how much they love the toothpaste because their gums and their dental work has improved drastically just by using that toothpaste. Then you can also share online. So if you go on social media and just say, wow, I just used the toothpaste and I just got a clean bill of health for my teeth, or whatever it might be. Great way to tell people about essential oils. All right, there's 4 ways to earn. Are you ready? Enroll others in doTERRA to earn a fast start bonus. And basically what that means is anytime you enroll somebody, you're going to earn 20% of whatever they enrolled with. You also have the power of 3. And that means when you've enrolled 3 people and they're all on your front line and they each place an order of 100, you're going to make a $50 bonus. Cool. which when each of them finds 3, you make a $250 bonus. And when each of those people find 3, you can make a $1,500 bonus. That's life-changing. That's a house payment. That's so many things, right? And then the last way that you get paid is by a unilevel bonus. So anybody in my overall team or group, I get paid a percentage on. And that's on top of all the fast starts and the power of 3. So I get paid up to 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. Just depends on wherever they are in my entire organization. And that is how you get paid. The last one is also our leadership bonus. So at certain ranks, they will just add a bonus in, depending on what the sales were for the entire company. Pretty awesome. All right, here's the Fast Start bonus and how it works. So when I enroll somebody with a kit, I make 20%. So you can see right here, enrollment level number 1. The person who enrolled me makes 10% off that kit. And then the person who enrolled them makes 5% off that kit. So there are people who I don't even know that I'm actually getting paid off of. I love the Fast Start bonus for that very reason. Oh, here we go. Earn a bonus on people you enroll. Paid weekly on the enrollments for them for the first 60 days, and the enroller needs to process 100 PV loyalty rewards in order to receive that bonus. So there you go, some little tidbits on how you get paid for that Fast Start. All right, so let's just break this down a little bit. So say Lisa is going to enroll Megan. Megan places an order, okay? So on her first order of 225 PV, Lisa actually earns $45. Her next order is 78 PV. She's going to earn $15. And then the next order is 147, and she's going to earn $29.40. That's a little breakdown of how that Fast Start works. All right, so this is the power of 3 bonus. So the bonus is based on the structure of your team. In other words, they have to be placed all in an area where you're going to get paid. So this you can see right here. They all have to be on your front line to get the $50 bonus. Each member needs to make sure that they have at least 100 PV minimum order to qualify. So these 3 people each need to place 100 PV order in order for her to get a $50 bonus. And the last part of that is that each team needs to have at least 600 in overall volume to qualify for that power of 3. So right here, not only do these 3 need to each place 100 PV, plus the top person, but all of them combined need to have sales of 600. So you could have another extra person here on the side, or your order might be bigger, their order might be bigger, but altogether you need to make sure you have a $600 overall volume to get that power of 3. Okay, if you want to learn more details about how that works, you can go to the dailymentorcalls.com. Great way to learn all about how to share doTERRA. All right. There you go. We end this little quote here at the end of every single one of our trainings. It's because it's so awesome. When you share doTERRA products, you bring hope and wellness to the people you love, your community, and ultimately the world. Selling the doTERRA way is about service. One drop at a time, one person at a time, we're serving the world with wellness solutions. For me, doTERRA is definitely about service. I just find people to help, and I am paid greatly in the end, and I love my job, and I love what I do. All right, let me put stop share here. Thank you for being here on the class. I can see there's lots of comments down below. Remember, I will answer questions as soon as we finish here, and there are several people hopefully who are jumping in and answering all those questions. We will see you next Saturday at the next continuing education class. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you later. Bye.